exciting walking out there. Can't wait.
What was that experience like last week practicing in the Coliseum?
It was awesome. I kind of have my own thing, kind of, when I run out in the stadium and it's empty, when we have practices like that, I run out and kind of had to do my whole thing. I kind of imagine everybody in the stands. I do a twirl, kind of just watching everybody, seeing everybody, imagining everybody in that instance. But kind of just going through the routine. And when I go out in the field, when there's packed out with 90,000, so can't wait.
Where do you feel like you guys are in terms of installing the offense?
We're reinstalling the offense at this point. We've already installed it once. We're reinstalling. We're probably close to the end of installing at this point, and then we'll reinstall when we come back for fall, and then we'll do some more installing when we get back after fall camp. So,
what's it been like to have some familiarity with it? Just obviously with Lincoln. What's it been like to kind of translate that over to a new set of guys, new wide receivers besides Mario?
It's awesome. Being able to know what they want. I'm obviously still learning, but those guys are learning the basics of it, and I'm able to help and teach that, and then obviously know some advanced things, and then know some things that the coaches don't know necessarily because they haven't played in this offense, like actually been on the field, throwing the rock around. So it's been awesome. They look towards me. They'll come and ask me questions. I'll answer. If I don't know the answer, I'll go and ask coach. I also learn something there, and I go back and tell them. So it's been awesome.
Is the process of install similar to what you experienced last year, to you?
Yeah, just about the same.
What do you feel like we'll just learn in general about this offense? Obviously, we haven't been able to see the full product. What do you feel like we'll learn over the course of the Saturday?
Probably not much because it's spring games, so probably not much. But throughout the season, there'll be, for me, I would say a lot more confidence and control over the offense when I'm on the field. Just working throughout the week, during game week, kind of learning the checks, learning their tendencies and big downs or key downs or anything like that. So just making sure that we're in the right place at the right time and being the coach on the field, being Coach Riley number 2 on the field. So
they may not be seeing much on Saturday, but what do you hope the fans walk away maybe knowing about you or where this program is headed?
We're going to compete. We're going to fight. We're going to have a lot of energy.
What guys have really stuck out to you throughout this entire spring camp?
What'd you say?
What guys have really stuck out to you this
offense, defense, or both?
Both.
Makai, our corner, Makai. He's been doing really well. Obviously, Kalen. Obviously, Latrell. I came with Latrell, but Latrell, Thule. Me and Thule always get into it in practice. Always fun. He's a big guy though, so I don't get into it too much. But Thule, offensive wise, TB, Terrell, Gary, obviously Rio, Kyron, Kyle. I keep going. The running backs, Aaron, AJ, Travis, offensive line. They've been awesome. Learning something completely new, and learning something completely new. Sorry, I have my guys behind me waving, but learning something completely new, and then also being able to, have a certain connection that they have, and me coming in, and kind of just building on that, adding in some confidence, and some energy, and we're a long way from where we were, and we got a lot more to go.
Where do you see the most room for improvement between now and season over?
Consistency. Consistency wins you games. Simply wins you games. You might not be the biggest. You might not be the strongest. It speaks for me. I'm not always the biggest quarterback. I'm not always the fastest. Anything like that. Linemen, they're not always big and strong. You could go to just about anybody on our roster, but consistency wins you games. So that's the biggest thing that we can work on.
You've been able to hear with all these transfers about a lot of other programs, I'm sure, when you guys have those conversations. When you hear all that stuff, kind of what stands out about what's here in terms of the culture?
What's here in the culture? This culture has been, this wasn't, 10 weeks ago. This culture is not what it is now. So having these guys here, obviously we have guys coming in, having these guys here, we've been working on this culture with has been amazing, because these guys that we're going to have to get to fill out our roster, because as we know, if you go look at the roster, we're down a lot of players. So these guys that are going to come in, they're going to be, welcomed, but they're going to have to work. They're going to have to put their head down. They're going to have to be consistent, and they're going to join along in the brotherhood. That's the only thing we can do when they come along. We can't push them away. We can't push them out, anything like that. We have to accept them. They have to accept our culture that we've built, and we're going to chug along and go win a bunch of games.
Let's go one more.
Now that you've been here for a few months now and getting familiarity with the place, what is it, in terms of your expectations coming in on and off the field? What's it been like? Has it been different? Has it been different than what you expected, or what's been the experience like in general?
Experience has been awesome. I've been challenged in different ways than I was at the previous school that I was at, and it's like I said, it's been awesome. Being able to challenge myself, being able to challenge these guys, from the coaching staff to myself to also the other leaders throughout the program, being able to challenge the whole team. We've been challenging each other on the field, competition-wise. Who can win the day, defense or offense? And that's not just on the field and off. That's not just on the field; it's off the field also. Watching film. We watched the clip of Tom Brady and a team when they actually won a national championship, but the Super Bowl. And it was big on competing with your teammates and not leaving up to the coaches. Elite teams are led by players. Good teams are led by coaches, and we're trying to be elite. So we're trying to, as a team and a group of leaders, of players, we're trying to be elite. So.
Thanks, Caleb.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.